review.
No, quick review.
Quick review, something.
Thursday,
Friday. Boo-ram. And, so we watched a movie that was shot in 2009, released 2010, called Waking the Witch.
No, Wake the Witch.
Wake the Witch. Boo-ram.
I think, are we still awoke? I don't know.
I don't know.
I would not be surprised if we wake up from a dream.
I am flummoxed. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
It was a very long movie. I don't know if they never woke the witch. They found a witch.
They never woke her. No. They never woke her at all.
No.
Poor witch was just sitting there going, hey, I want to be woken up.
Yeah, no. There was just...
I don't think she got woken.
There were sick people in hoodies. Yeah.
So this is a 2009 movie directed by a chick named Dorothy Bourame.
Dorothy Boo-ram.
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 I don't know how to say her name, but...
It's all shot in Nebraska.
It is, and you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
There's like nothing to do there, so let's make a movie. Then it's completely boring, just like I don't know everything.
It was pretty boring.
It was. I kept.
Man, he was so squirrely throughout the whole thing.
Kept saying, "End movie, end."
Well, it was like an hour and
52 minutes.
Yeah. Oh.
52 hour and 52 minutes. You said it was an hour and a half, liar.
There was a. I was hoping. They could have trimmed half an hour at tops, more than that probably out of this, and tightening it up would have helped.
And it wouldn't have mattered. Like anything they lost,
There's a lot of plot holes and stuff that just happens, and Riesel people will be asking, why did this happen? Why, and follow up, but they don't. They just let things float off.
Things go.
They just float off into the boo-ram.
Let it go. Just like I want to let this movie go. I mean, honestly.
What?
This has been
what is going on?
This has been the roughest movie to watch.
Well, it wasn't as bad as Weed Wolf. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, was it better? Was it better than 8 Days a Week?
I didn't hate it like I hated 8 Days a Week. I didn't
come
hate
on.
all the characters like that.
Oh, come on.
I
hated it.
I think 8 Days a Week was made better.
I feel like this was torture for me picking 8 Days a Week. You're like, I'll just pick this movie. You enticed me by saying that.
You.
Yeah, you enticed me by telling me that it was like it got in half scores. People that liked it and people who hated it.
8 Days a Week is a better film overall.
Like as far as like
more than this film.
Yeah, better off like
I can't say that I hated this movie. It just you know. It took a long time for it to say what it's saying, and
I don't even. What did it say?
By the time it says anything, you're like, what does it even say?
What does it even say? Like, it has no point.
Yeah, imagine, we were talking about, we were saying this is like the Degrassi meets Blair Witch.
Now, I mean, I can understand if this is somebody's first film and everything. I don't know if it is or not. We did not do any research.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would hope so, because, like, if this is somebody's first film and it was a learning experience and they have now probably gone on to make better movies, I hope so. And honestly, okay, originally I said I hope, this movie, like, the people never make another movie. That's kind of what I said. I was kind of that mad at this movie.
You were mad.
I was mad. But now I'm actually trying to say maybe, I mean, all they could do is probably hopefully go up,
Yeah. I mean, there were some visuals that were not too bad, I mean,
cinematography was pretty good.
Yeah, like the stuff with the webs where they finally get into whatever the hell it is that they got into, some kind of 5-dimensional tower thing.
Okay, so let's try to break this down and figure this out. So this movie is about these kids who are like out doing some photography. It's the lamest photography I've ever seen. But they're all kind of trying to model and do everything.
And we meet the best character, and we never see her again.
We don't really see her
Trixie.
much. Poor Trixie. She's like the best character. So
she gets
then they find. Stop saying that. So then they see a what is it? A little chain.
They see a chain
that trips her because she thinks it's a snake or something, and I'm like, wouldn't you be a little freaked out if you like tripped over a snake?
So there's this urban legend, I guess urban for Nebraska, that there was a witch, and
The most urbanist they can get is the legend.
Oh, this is the whitest movie in the whitest state in the whitest part of the white world. Trust me. But yeah, so there's an urban legend that there's this witch and that she cursed the kids, as witches do, and so the townspeople threw her in the woods and put a chain on her so she couldn't get up again. And they think that's what the chain is, and so the Trixie does her little thing where she walks in a circle and kisses her left wrist, and that's supposed to wake up the witch long enough for you to ask it a question. And
yeah, you're supposed to, okay, like that. See, if they like went on that whole thing and the witch woke up and gave him, and it became like a.
It's baby logic. It doesn't. Why? Even if something like that were to happen, why would the fucking witch do anything you've asked her? Why wouldn't it just kill you instantly? It's just so stupid. It makes no sense.
Because it's a nice witch.
Apparently.
I mean, that's what I would have done. I would have made it a fun movie where, like, you woke the witch, right? Because that's the whole title, Wake the Witch, right? So you woke the witch, and the witch goes, ask me your question. So you ask the question. She gives you this answer, right? So you say, am I gonna date? Am I gonna marry Mark or whatever?
That's what you woke me for, you stupid teenage twat. I'm gonna kill you. That's what I would have said.
No, but see, you say that, and then she goes, no. And then she goes, now let me go back to sleep.
No, you married the sock monkey.
But I don't know, something. Like, that would be more entertaining.
Yeah, something would have actually happened.
You're right.
But no. So, yeah, there's all this sort of teeny sort of thing. Man, when I found out they were in college, I was shocked. Because the lead girl looked like she was 12.
Yeah, but she had tattoos all over herself.
Brent, the roofie guy, looked like he was 15.
Oh, my God.
The
Happy Gilmore,
oh my
is that his
God.
name?
The one,
Jeremy
the
Happy Gilmore.
stepdaughter that was supposed to be babysat, that you would expect to be like 8 or 9, turned out to be, looks like she was 16, so the same age as the person who was supposed to babysit her. That was confusing.
Let's talk about, I want to go back to Brent, because I fucking loved when we met him.
Oh, man.
And he's just like, you're Mark's sister? And then he goes up and he's like hitting on her and shit or something. He goes, can I get you a drink? And I'm like thinking, roofie time.
Yeah, let's share juice boxes.
The whole idea was that, like, you're not supposed to drink the water, I guess, because at one point she leaves the water. So, and they put a thing on the water, and then later you find out that, like, the water is kind of causing this epidemic thing that's happening.
So why hasn't he been doing it before? Why all of a sudden now?
Because they woke the witch.
The witch had nothing to do with it. The witch was dead.
I don't know. Like, I thought.
And how does that explain the stupid idiots with the hoodies running around?
Hoodies.
It's crawling around.
There was a guy that looked like Freddy, like in a hoodie Freddy.
Yeah. Nebraska hoodie Freddy.
Nebraska hoodie Freddy. I don't know. It's so ridiculous, and so they took a lot of time on him too. He was like the main guy or whatever. And then at one point, one of the hoodie guys had followed him into the parking garage or whatever, and Brent was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, walked up to it, and I'm like thinking, dude, he's being all creepy. Like, don't walk up to, like, who the fuck, like, and then he just disappears.
He was creepy from the get-go, and I'm like, man, this guy, this kid hasn't shaved yet in his life.
Oh,
he's all pimply faced,
yeah,
and just very strange. And of course, he's been macking on her the entire time. The 15-year-old's been macking on the 12-year-old the whole time.
He's like, hey, this is our first date and shit or whatever.
It's just ridiculous stuff, like the brother there, and later on she finds him in the woods.
the brother relationship, that was so creepy.
That was weird. Then he spits in her face, and then it's like she runs into him several times, and you would think somewhere along the line the conversation would be like, why did you spit in my face? Never happens.
Either she didn't remember, or she wakes up in the car, right? So, like, maybe she didn't remember, like,
it was all a
how
dream.
It brought, like, but she remembers seeing him. So I don't know. She should remember.
She remembers her friend got grabbed by a bunch of hoodies. I mean,
hoodies.
I don't know. It made no sense. And what was the whole thing going on with the mom? The mom was super creepy. The cop was super creepy. Everybody was super creepy. The cop
was super creepy until, but apparently, if you tell this cop that the chick's sick over there, he'll run away. So.
I mean, I guess there's supposed to be some kind of conspiracy with the town that goes back to previous era, but I don't know. It's not explained. Or at least it's not explained well.
None of it is explained.
I mean, there has to be a reason for things. Even in Nebraska, there's got to be a reason for shit happening. And they don't really go into it. And then the ending, I don't understand the ending at all. I really don't. In the end, she, takes the dead witch who never wakes up off the little seat next to the shopping cart. And then she sits there and puts the chains on.
So she's supposed to be taking the witch's place?
Why would you do that?
It doesn't do anything, does it? It's not like the town just gets all better.
But why wouldn't you, climb the ladder and leave? Why would you at least try?
I don't know. Don't ask me. Ask Dorothy Boorame.
Ask the
whatever her name is.
And the little diseased arms that grabbed Mark, they just leave her. They just don't care about her anymore, I guess.
Right. Well, they wanted Mark, I guess. I don't even know why. Because Mark's there the whole time.
Yeah.
But then he leaves. He leaves the woods to go back to the mom's. And let's talk about the camera angle with the close up of the mom and then the close up of him.
And you do that a couple of times where the camera's right there and you're seeing them
annoying.
Talk.
So obnoxious.
I mean, that's one of those things where it's in theory it sounds interesting, but in reality it doesn't.
No, but I was good. I think they did it twice. There's a specific reason. And I think it was because they were both saying the same thing to her at that same time. Yeah. So maybe the witch was controlling them or something.
But as far as the technique, it's distracting. It's
ugly.
Not really useful.
It was the whole...
so that part didn't work. But like I said, there were other parts, like when she's going down the whatever the fuck place they were in, wherever the fuck they were, where it was loaded with cobwebs and then it's kind of a blue light. That was interesting. It turns out the ladder is 1,000 feet up. Mm-hmm. You couldn't tell, but once you got to the bottom and you looked up, that was kind of impressive looking. There was some weird post-production special effect thingies that were not very convincing. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. Arms would go blah, 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 and just kind of become yellow and lasery and go away.
And there was green stuff.
Green stuff.
I don't know. It was just weird. Honestly, I do not recommend this movie at all. We saw it on Kings of Horror online on YouTube.
This is what the Kings of Horror give you. They're the kings, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, they have a lot of movies.
They sure do, and this is one of them.
This is one of the many movies that you can get from Kings of Horror.
I can only assume this is a first attempt, and
I hope so.
Fair fucks.
This is
you made
a sophomore effort. Oof.
You made a movie and you put it out there, and that's a lot of movies. Most movies don't even get past that stage. So,
they don't even get finished. So good for you.
Well, I mean, this one didn't feel like it was finished either, but it's more like it ground on so long that it finally somewhere needs to stop. And it did.
It needed to stop 2 hours ago.
It really needed editing. It needed a professional hand to get in there and say, okay, we don't need all of this. We don't need all of this. We need to tighten this up.
It's rough. It's a rough movie.
It feels
it's
like a
hard.
rough cut.
I mean, look, if I were watching this on my own, I would have stopped it. No, I would have stopped it. I would not have been able to watch it.
Yeah.
It is rough. The acting is okay. It's not terrible acting.
For the most part, it's okay. I think some of the extras are kind of meh, but the leads were okay.
It's a little weird. There were characters that will pop up and be like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm thinking, dude, the chick's in a fucking car. What? If I saw a chick in a car in a fucking parking lot, I'm not gonna walk up to our house. You saw her, you're like, I love you.
I know, it was very weird.
Oh my god. And talk about I love you. The dad, Karen's dad. Oh, there's a Karen.
Yeah,
there's a Karen in this movie.
Oh.
So Karen's dad was I don't know who the fuck played him, but he was
this little Weasley baldy guy. He looked like he was maybe 20 pounds if he weighed that much. And if you leave this house, you'll never enter it again.
Yeah, it was so terrible. Act. Oh my god, that was the worst. I laughed so hard. Oh my god.
That was the biggest laugh you got.
I know, just because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's. I guess it's meant to be kind of a slow burn, but it's
Slow. I don't think it was meant to be a slow burn.
Way too slow.
I don't think it was meant to be a slow burn.
So
I think it just
slow.
was a slow burn.
Very. Well, there was no burn. That was the problem.
Yeah.
We were waiting for a burn, but it just didn't burn. The fuse never got lit. You know, it sputtered out about
now
10
I just
minutes
wish
in.
it would burn.
I know.
Ugh.
And
I'm sorry, because I know this is somebody's like, and people work their ass off to make this movie.
Yeah.
So if we trash on a movie, we're sorry. Like, don't take this as like we're saying don't ever make another movie again. We're saying go make another movie again. Just
learn from
the constructive criticism we're giving.
Yeah.
Because we're not trying to be mean.
And this was 2009. That was 10, 11 years ago. So
yeah, it feels like 20 years ago.
I assume these folks have all gone on to do other things.
Hopefully.
They've got it out of
Hopefully
Nebraska.
I don't know. You really don't like Nebraska. I
No.
don't mind Nebraska.
Why would anybody be in Nebraska is beyond me, but that's all right. I mean, it's a thing.
It's a state.
It's a state. It does exist. But yeah, there's I don't know. Maybe there's a local legend about some witch somewhere in Nebraska, and this is a Nebraska thing. I don't know.
Maybe the Wicked of the Witch is an actual thing. Like,
it could be.
Whatever. I don't know, and that's kind of cool. It would have just been cool to not be like
you like urban legend stuff.
I do, yeah.
You know?
So I like and I like we kind of said this is like Degrassi meets Blair Witch.
Blair Witch wannabe.
Blair Witch was, I never really liked it that much. I thought it was okay. And it had some moments.
I like Blair Witch.
I just don't like the bickering, but I understand it. And stuff. It just got on my nerves after a while. I'm like, why do I care about these people in these woods?
Blair Witch is able to build tension, and that's one of the things
I don't know. That never built any tension with me.
Well, I was in the group that saw it when it first came out, and everybody
in the theater,
liked it.
But
and then everybody started to do the predictable backlash, like, oh well. Blah, blah, blah.
I don't think when I first watched it, I didn't like it because I got bored. There was no fucking witch, and that was this movie. Except they were smart enough to make it like an hour and a half or less, So
this was way too long.
This is way too long. This has the same formula. There's a bunch of kids who go in the woods, and they wake up a witch or whatever. That's it. But the problem is they don't wake up this witch. This witch is dead.
Well, and the other thing too is in Blair Witch, it's just a small patch of forest in the middle of nowhere that is getting haunted. Here, it sounds like the whole town is getting infected by this thing, and people are acting and doing things for no reasons we don't understand.
What if the whole basis of this movie was they went into that dark place, they found a dead body in it, and they're like, let's make a whole movie out of this?
I kept waiting for them to wake up and say the whole thing was just a dream.
I would have preferred that.
Just a dream.
I hate those, but at this rate, it would make more sense than what happened.
Well, there was a lot of dreams in this too, so
I know. So
you got gaslit a little bit because you weren't sure if the person was dreaming or not.
Yeah, there was one point we were not sure, but you were like, "I'm pretty sure it's a dream," and it was, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah. So yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
Not weird. It was dumb.
I don't remember who the writer is, but hopefully they've kind of perfected their craft a little bit more.
I think it's the director.
Okay, possibly. Yeah, I think it's a Boo-Ray written as well as directed. Dorothy, I hope you went on to do bigger and better things.
I hope you don't take this criticism. We get a lot of crap from people who realize we shit on the movie, and it's not because we don't like them. We like all the actors. We thought the girls were cute.
I mean, it is what it is.
They were cute. They just looked too young, and it was really creepy at times. Because they weren't.
They were shocked
obviously
that they were college students.
They were real college students that just look like they're 12. And, I mean, I get it. There was that one girl who was supposed to be being babysat by
Karen. That's the
stepdaughter, and she looked the same age.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why is she getting babysat by somebody her age? It was just weird. It was,
I mean, indie productions, you make do with who you can get. I mean, we get that.
They're probably all friends.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's go out and make a movie. And you know what? I love that mentality. Don't get me wrong. That's a great mentality to have. However, also make a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, and there are things in this movie that could be fixed without so much money. I mean, editing doesn't cost any money. Writing a tighter script doesn't cost money.
I mean, sometimes with the editing, people realize, oh shit, we shot more than we should have, but I like what we have. Let's keep putting this in here. Leaving this in here.
That's when you need an extra person, an extra set of eyes.
Well, they had two editors. The cinematographer and the director were both editors on this. That's just, it means that they're both like, oh my god, this is so great. How can they watch this movie over and over again?
I mean, I could see a version of this that's only like, an hour and 10 minutes long, where the rest, like, there's an extended version that you could add on, like, if you put it on a Blu-ray or DVD or something.
I will say this. I'm very happy it was written by a woman and directed by a woman, and it is starring women. Like, this felt like it could have been a good girl power movie. Had they not brought in the stupid Brink character who just was creepy and had only there for exposition purposes ever, which she could have got all this information herself. It was sort of like, they maybe that was the boyfriend of the director.
And personally, I didn't really like the lead character. I didn't really like Deb. I think the movie made a mistake by us following her rather than following Trish. Trish at least showed Trixie. She at least showed some heart. She seemed, she seemed nicer. She seemed like somebody I would rather have spent time with rather than the other person.
That's the point.
She was so bratty.
Because the bratty character was bratty in the beginning, and then later she became a little bit better about the bratty situation.
I mean, I guess, but it's too late now. The well's poison. I already dislike her, so now I have to overcome that in order to have feelings for her. Whereas you've already established, at least the actress has early on with Trixie, that I like her. So it's easier for me to follow her and want to be invested in her rather than someone that I've disliked from the beginning. And we follow her throughout the entire narrative, and to me, that's a mistake. If you're going to do that, you have to make her more likable, in my opinion. Or something. Or she has to grow.
I didn't mind her. She didn't bother me. The movie bothered me, but she didn't bother me in it. I liked her. I thought she was cute.
Fair enough.
I thought she didn't, like the brattiness I got because she was like a kid, so whatever. That's sort of, that's how she was. And then
for a college student, I mean, I don't know.
I know. It felt like it was written for younger
And then
characters.
like she goes to her mom's room and it's full of cobwebs and blood, but she doesn't say anything about that to anyone afterwards. It's like, hello.
And then she sees the mother, and the mother's in the basement or whatever.
Well, you see her arm.
Yeah, and the mother's freaking out. But was that a dream? Creepy. I don't know.
Yeah, at that point, we weren't really sure if we were watching a dream or not.
Oh.
Because these folks aren't reacting the way they should. It's not reasonable to go into your mother's room, find it full of blood and cobwebs, and not go, I should probably talk to someone about this and report this.
Am I in a dream? Please, wake me up.
So the movie kind of plot-wise undermines itself with these dream sequences and not dream sequences.
If I were in a dream and I had to watch this movie in my dream, I'd be really pissed. I'd wake up going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, this is almost a what the fuck Friday, but not quite.
No.
But this is...
You don't do that.
This is a quick review film, so we're going to wrap this one up pretty quickly
right now
because we've already expended a lot of time.
We spent way too much time on this, but it's the last one of the season for you.
And I did read, there were some mixed reviews about it, but it said that it was creepy. And I'm like, well, it's Halloween, it's Halloween. Let's do a creepy indie movie.
Well, this will be in December that this comes out. Yeah, but it's okay.
But it's all right.
It's all right.
I wanted to do a creepy kind of indie thing for Halloween, and I blew it. This one didn't really do what it was supposed to do.
It's okay. It happens.
Yeah. I mean, had a good title. I like the title card. I liked some of the music in it. I thought some of the music was pretty cool. Some of the visuals were okay. It definitely has some stuff in there that was decent. It's just overall too long and didn't make a lot of sense narratively. It had some problems.
That's pretty much, that sums it up.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for checking this out. Join my quick review Thursday in 2 weeks. And then that'll be the end of season 2.
And I believe if you want to check the movie out for yourself, I'm pretty sure you can find this on YouTube. Or maybe Tubi, one of the three
on King of Horror.
Yeah, it's been released by King of Horrors.
I guess they'll put out almost anything.
I mean, hell, it's not a Wild Eye. It's not some of the other ones.
As far as I know, it's not. But who knows who actually distributed the DVD of it?
Right.
So, oh well. Who knows? All right. Well, thank you guys for checking this out. Join us 2 weeks where you'll see my quick review. All right, everybody. Bye.
Boo-rain.
Hey, everybody, and welcome. Wait, hold on. I think it's your turn.
He's okay. I've been boo-ramed. I can barely remember what's going on. You like the boo-rame. You want to be the boo-rame. Be the boo-rame.